who's in charge of this right now? Who's lead?
What's that?
Who is the lead right now on this?
We're just trying to find...
Okay, I want to give you information.
What's up?
This is a protected area. There are victims that live here whose husbands have tried to kill them, and serious domestic violence issues. So I'm going to show you the trailer, but yes, you need to be worried because some of these people have recently been released from jail, and my neighbors are all afraid. So you guys showing up is a little bit of a problem to everybody here right now.
And we're not trying to start
I understand that, which is why I was trying to make sure it was a legitimate 911 call.
Right.
So now we're going to go up. I'm going to show you the trailer.
We appreciate that.
I just recently became aware that someone was living.
This is Susan Bassi. As police officers grow accustomed to being recorded in public these days, we continue to investigate issues related to the police that are not always captured on camera. That means how they treat their spouses, their children, their neighbors, and their friends, and how they behave in the community where they work. We also investigate their training, how they investigate crimes, and how they respond to crime victims and write their police reports, because it is the police officers who will appear in court cases as witnesses, and their police reports are evidence, and that, and any bias that they have, is more important than you can imagine. This is Officer Ray. He is the supervisor in the Santa Clara County Family Courthouse. That means that he's in charge of all the bailiffs who work in the courtrooms, where a number of issues related to domestic violence are addressed. He's particularly known for writing bad police reports himself.
If there's threats in writing, you need to...
I'm going to submit a report,
Yes.
but I've also asked that the video from that day be preserved.
You need to file a formal written for that preservation. You can't do a verbal, it needs to be formal.
I did. I sent it to the presiding judge, the PIO, and the court counsel.
Okay. Once we get it, we'll preserve it. We haven't gotten it.
Okay, so what's the procedure on that?
You have to send the email to the courts, on the security cameras, and to the presiding judge.
Okay, so I did that.
Okay.
Okay.
Once they send me the information, we will do it. We haven't got any information.
Okay.
Why didn't you file
I'm
it?
just going by the book, how I make this complaint. So
My question to you is, why didn't you report it on the 16th?
You just know how that looked to me.
I'm terribly sorry. I wasn't there for that one. Putting on hours.
I want you to.
Came up
Yeah,
here,
I want you
right?
to. I just don't have mine on me.
Obviously, you know the circumstances of why we're here. It was nothing to do with you.
I get it, but you understand how it looks. So,
I
so
do.
that was why I reacted.
If-
And I don't want people afraid to call the police. You guys understand that.
And-
That's not what I'm doing.
Right, and if I were you, I would be like, what the heck, because we just spoke with you. But like I said, and nothing has changed from before to now. I'm still being very respectful.
I get it.
And that's all. What do you want to know about this?
The public has a right to know how police officers are being trained to respond to domestic violence calls. The public also has a right to know about the individuals who are responding, because police officers who are abusive themselves are not likely to handle these calls as they should. And when they write their police reports, any bias that's in those police reports will impact the outcome of whether or not a prosecutor decides to charge a case or dismiss it, and whether or not a jury is going to find somebody guilty or innocent.
Bobian was found at a homeless encampment in San Jose. He's accused of raping a woman who was trying to help him. New video tonight shows 43-year-old Sharian Bobian taken from the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office to jail, just hours after San Jose police officers arrested him near a homeless encampment off Highway 101.
I think there's something about a sexual assault, and they had that picture, and I think oftentimes that resonates very much with police officers, knowing the fear that can have in a community.
This was Bobian's second time being arrested for the same crime. He was first arrested on January 2nd for allegedly raping a woman who came to his tent in San Martin with food and supplies. She said at the time the district attorney's office told her Bobian wouldn't be charged because he has diminished mental capability, and he might have thought the sex was consensual, which she said then it absolutely was not.
I turned around to leave, and he just grabbed me and attacked me and raped me.
Today, the victim, who declined to be on camera, said she was relieved at the arrest, but she and Sheriff Lori Smith said they wished he had been charged the first time.
I think the investigation as it was originally presented was thorough, complete, and I believe that charges should have been filed.
A prominent women's advocate said she thinks public pressure played a part and wonders if the DA's reluctance will impact future victims.
I feel a little hesitant now, like is something really going to happen? If I do report, is this person going to be charged?
We started investigating this case not because it was a high-profile case that indicated the district attorney had failed to do his job, but because the victim in the case believed that her husband had set her up to be raped. And so that took her case to the family courts, and we were investigating if the DA and the sheriffs investigated cases differently if the family court was involved.
Okay, so, oh goodness, I don't know how to describe it to you. It's just right in the closet. You'll see that it was on his side of the closet. So if you go like towards the master bathroom, if you go towards the bathroom, there's a hall, there's a closet right there, and that's where he keeps the guns, right there on the right side is where they were.
Are they in a safe, or are they just resting on something?
They were just standing up before. They were just standing up on the ground in the back, like on the side right there.
Oh, okay, so they're long guns then? They're not
No,
handguns?
I don't know what they are, Officer Shaheen. I'm not a gun person. Remember they asked me that? Like, I don't know.
So,
I don't even look at guns.
They were standing up, so...
Well, I think they are. I mean, I don't really know.
Like a shotgun, long?
No, but it's not long. It kind of looks like a sport gun.
Part of the
So
investigation.
there's nobody there right now?
We knocked and there's no answer, there's no movement, so we have nobody.
Are there cars there?
There's cars there, but we can't just kick in a door, you know what I mean? We have, authority only goes so far. We can't do anything that's unlawful.
Well, it sure was a long delay until we got up here, and aren't you concerned that there could be a problem inside there?
We're concerned. We get the concern.
But there's still certain legal process we have to follow. We can't violate someone's Fourth Amendment rights.
I understand that, but...
It was a little ironic that the police officer insisted that they weren't going to violate somebody's Fourth Amendment rights, when this is the same law enforcement agency that had seized my phone and illegally searched my phone, but the district attorney decided to prosecute me for recording police instead. This is also the same law enforcement agency that responded to the rape, and they interviewed the rape victim, and they told her that the district attorney who would be prosecuting the case was not available for the interview. She found out later that the police officer that told her that was lying, and the district attorney had watched the interview from behind the glass. And when police officers violate the trust of crime victims or members of the public, then they all pay the price for that. It only takes one to violate that trust.
All kind of convoluted.
These people are ministers, and they take in people who have been victims of crimes and other things, so they keep the rent low and everything else for those people, and I just know that there's a lot of people in there, and we try to be careful of everyone's PTSD issues, but that would concern me if there was a 911 call, because knowing how long it took us to get up there.
I understand your concerns. Did you hear anything prior to us coming up here?
No.
Okay.
I got here just before you guys did, because I was coming from the same place.
Did you hear any yelling, any screaming, anything like that? Anything just
no
emergency related?
No, but I'm going to go down and talk to the daughter-in-law and see what I can do.
We asked them, and they didn't hear anything they didn't hear.
I understand it, but I want to understand the relationship better.
Why don't we do this? If you want to get me the phone number, I'm going to take it down.
She can get it. I can get it out of my phone, but she'll have it fast.
This is Deputy Oliveri. He is the bailiff who works inside Judge James Towery's courtroom. Both Deputy Oliveri and Judge Towery were witnesses to a crime where I was the victim. Deputy Oliveri followed the law and wrote a report. Judge Towery did not follow the law because he didn't do anything about it. And Deputy Oliveri's police report was buried by the Santa Clara County District Attorney, who doesn't like my reporting on his office. This is Jay Borski, James Gibbons Shapiro, and Casey Halcone. They are 3 employees in the District Attorney's office in Santa Clara County, and between the 3 of them, they make over $1 million a year. And yet when a young victim came to them asking for help, which they are paid millions of dollars a year to give her, they told her the system was broken, and all they could afford was a $250 cash card.
Why didn't you report it on the 16th?
I'm telling you, I did. I went and got the bailiff. inside Judge Towery's courtroom.
Okay, hold on. Let's come inside. So we can talk about this so you can make the formal report right now.
I'm running over to the Metro right
No,
now.
If you want to do the report, we'll do it right now.
Are you going to write it?
My deputy's here. He was
Okay,
in the department, so
perfect.
So turn off your computer. So you can
I
say-
want this running when I make.
No.
Well, I want the report to match what I'm telling you.
Okay.
I have a history with you
We're gonna
of
record
filing
it.
complaints
gonna
about
record
bailiffs
it.
and other things.
Okay, we're going to record it while you're with him. So if you're going to come and report it, you need to turn off your Apple device.
Okay.
Come inside.
And I'm telling you, I've
you're not-
seen you editing body cams and everything else. I want an unedited version of
I hate to
this.
tell you this, we don't have the video for the body cam.
I understand that.
So I don't know where you're getting that from.
Okay.
So if you want to file the report, please come inside. But
Okay.
that needs to be turned off.
Is that my only option to come inside to file the report?
If you're saying it happened here, it can be done.
Okay. The sheriff department before told me that I would report it there too. Where do I report it?
If the crime happened here, you need to report it with here.
Okay, so if a crime happened here that I just learned about that just happened too, which is related to this,
How did you just learn that it just happened?
that's one part of the complaint.
Okay, are you reporting a crime or a complaint?
I'm reporting a crime too.
Okay, turn off your device, come inside.
I am not going to report a crime without recording what I'm
Then you're
reporting.
not- then you can't come.
I need to report a
Then you
crime.
need to come inside.
Fine. Okay. And I'm going to document that you would not let me record the reporting of this crime.
Correct.
Let's go.
Okay, turn off your device.
It's off.
No, turn.
Given what we know about police misconduct and public corruption these days, we should always encourage everybody to record the police. And when a local courthouse makes a rule that you can't record police or anybody else inside, it's time to start asking why. And only when we are able to record the police and everywhere we can go in public will we be able to determine if it's actually the law enforcement agencies, the individual police officers, or the prosecutors who are the problem. Because prosecutors are the ones who ultimately decide whether or not to prosecute a case. They rely on police reports that they have to determine whether or not they are credible. And they are also the agencies that determine whether or not to prosecute bad police officers.